this experience has been like a funnel where like I had all my broad ideas, and now they've just kind of gone through this cabin stay, and now they're being filtered out into a beautiful plan that I feel confident to execute now.
Look at me. I started it with nothing, no capital, no tools, no nothing. And I was disciplined, and I had something, a goal in mind, a purpose. And I am now at a point to where I can say I am comfortable. I'm making the most money I've ever made my entire life. And I have the most freedom I've ever had my entire life. And my life is bountiful and plentiful.
If you have a wife, make sure they're on board, because you're probably going to be spending a lot of time away from your family, from what I hear from these guys, and you need to be prepared for that and willing to make that sacrifice to get to where you want to go.
I'm Nathan Verry, and I'm based out of Phoenix, Arizona. I own Valhalla Contracting and Home Services.
My name is Otis Shetler. I'm the owner of Drywall Repair Pros LLC. We operate out of Prescott, Arizona and the surrounding cities.
So my name is Daniel Mezza. I own a business called Phoenix Central Home Services.
My name is John Sherman. I'm from California. My name of my business is Affordable Handyman and Hauling.
I wanted to kind of hone in on something that came pretty natural for myself. I wanted to make sure that it was structured in a way that was going to be pushing forward to be successful.
We specialize in drywall repair. I decided to start my business to have a lot more freedom in my life. I wanted to be able to provide for my family and give them the life that I know they deserve. And the only way I could see doing that is running my own business.
You know, basically incorporated the business and started it officially January of last year. But started out small, Thumbtack and apps like that, just ways to get leads, Facebook, you know, doing the generic thing that everyone tells you to do.
I started this business about a month ago. I came home to my wife one day and just kind of was like, hey, you know, I want to try and start something of my own. So I started looking around, and I came across a few handyman videos, and I came across Ray, and the fact that he wasn't charging, it didn't feel like it was a gimmick in any way. And so, you know, I followed his blueprint, went out, started knocking doors.
And since I didn't have any previous experience from other men that were in my life before, like my father, who was capable of creating a successful business, I needed to learn from others. And so this is when I started learning by books and also learning by YouTube, looking at other contractors and seeing what their advice is and seeing how they do things and what their experience is like from starting from ground zero to then where they're at now. And so once I was doing that is when I ran into your content, and I really liked how that's exactly what it is that you are building your content around, is from starting from the beginning to where you're at. And then that's when I started learning about the rental property management companies.
To feel like I'm not going into this blind, to have a support system, it's really nice to come here and just be with like-minded individuals who are creative and smart.
Like I say, you know, I feel like I took advantage of the opportunity that was given to me, but I was very lucky to get on with a company that provided me work, and the growth has been great. You know, a year and a half or whatever I am into it, you know, I'm fairly comfortable in the sense of I'm not so much worried about the paychecks anymore.
Just decided when I saw the videos that he had out, and come out and see Ray in person, see what he's all about. And he's exactly what you would expect from the video. He's the same person in real life when you get here and you meet him.
So that's when I started gathering books and learning more about business, to the psychology, and also self-development as well. But even more so, recapping on some of the books that really has helped me to develop myself and understanding more about myself and what is it that I want in life, what is it that I'm looking for in life, and fine-tuning my trajectory, and just really getting involved with owning where I'm at, owning what it is that I'm capable of doing and not capable of doing. And so by doing this, again, listening to your videos really helped me to set in place what it is that I'm willing to do, I'm willing and not willing to do, and everything fits in with what it is that you've been able to collect and deliver to your viewers. And it's like, okay, so this is going to be something that I can do.
Whenever I'm not working my ass off, I'm hanging out with my family. do a lot of sports, a lot of video games, a lot of family time. That's where it's at. We're into making a lot of money, like to help my wife build furniture.
To be honest with you, this camp out showed me some weaknesses I have, or complacency, I guess, would be a good way to put it. Things that you do, and that was kind of a goal. But there's things I can improve on, and maybe some other disciplines I can work on that, to get me there, hit those higher numbers. I really enjoy helping people at my core. That is something I've always strived for, to look for in a career. And I kind of feel that passion with being a handyman.
Grew up, my dad, he kind of did everything himself, and he'd be like, hey boy, get over here and help me. He kind of taught me everything. Got into the trade, started being a carpenter, and then just kind of been doing that my entire life, working for somebody else. Just decided, hey, maybe I should try something different, for my family.
Coming to you now this weekend, which has been a blessing to be able to come in here with confusion, and now having you review my company and what it is that I could possibly improve. Without a doubt, you've helped me to see your point of view, just outsider looking in, and seeing how you responded to my business structure. And it gave me enough answers of, okay, I didn't know that, and this is very valuable.
I felt like if I were serious, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal to make it all the way out here. And ultimately, I'm really glad I came. I feel like now I have a blessing moving forth to go ahead and kick this thing off and make something happen for real.
I would recommend anybody that is curious about one, come check it out. Ray takes care of everybody, provided an awesome Airbnb, provided us awesome meals, and he cooked the hell out of them, and they were great. And, you get to talk to other guys that all have the same questions. They're just kind of scared to say it. People have this image that they want to uphold, and, you can actually sit down here and be intimate and not be scared to ask those questions. And everyone's open to helping you. At least that's how I feel about it. At least in the community that, you've built up, is I'll give you any answer you want. You know what I mean? There's no shame.
Just came out here to see what kind of information I could get. It's a good community of people. Everybody here is kind of like-minded and same kind of goal-oriented. So it was a lot of good information. And then, hey, Blue Vine had sponsored it, and I was like, I'll try them out. Online banking, I need a bank account anyways, so I went ahead and signed up for that. Really easy online, just clicked a few buttons and put my EIN, and there you go. I had a bank account right away, which was one of the steps I needed to do anyways, so it was kind of convenient to just have somebody tell me how to do that stuff.
And so it's like, now I can go back home after this weekend, regroup, reanalyze everything that we talked about, and then now I can move forward with even more confidence with the possibilities of, okay, so now when I come across a month or two later, if I come across an issue like this, I have now a better judgment on how to adjust, and move forward. So, and then, so now coming to this property and meeting you for the first time, first of all, beautiful location. This is a really great place, very welcoming, and meeting you for the first time, it was actually interesting enough what you get in your videos, and even throughout the days, and coming to this closing, that consistent. So you really are showing your authentic self, in your videos and also in person.
Everyone was just sitting on the porch having conversation, sharing old war stories from work and business, and ultimately it's just a safe space to come and sit and share ideas, which is probably the most important thing when considering starting your own business, is to surround yourself with people who've already done it. And coming here, that's exactly what I found. Just a group of guys who are willingly sharing old trade secrets, stuff you can really use if you're trying to move forward and do something for yourself and your family. Big shout out to Daniel. He helped me look at some of my marketing stuff that was a little bit dry and long-winded and overly worded. And he helped me use some tools to take all of what I had and make it into a more visually appealing layout. Nathan, it was a pleasure to meet Nathan too. He's got his own business up and running already. So it was nice to get some insight as far as how he's running his business, some of the challenges he has, and how he overcomes those things as far as working with property managers and making sure you have a backbone in how you run your business, keeping your prices competitive without just doing whatever a property manager would want you to do. These guys are real smart guys, and they were just full of advice, and I feel real grateful to have come and hung out with these guys for a couple days.
You know, John, first impressions, you know, coming in, meeting that guy, you know, he's 6'1", 270, built like a brick shit house. You know, you're like, look at this dude, you know, but super nice guy, super friendly guy. You talk with like Daniel, and you see where he is in his business, and you know, in his new beginnings, and what he has structured and how he set it up, and you see how detailed he is and what he did. And then you look at, you know, John, he's got a full-time construction career and he's doing it as a side hustle. And then you look at Otis, you know, coming from a drywall background, and he's like, kind of like me, he's like, I'm going to jump into it. I don't know what's on the other side, but I'm going to jump into it.
When I came up that first day, you know, I saw the griddle, and, you know, Ray said he liked to cook outside. So he said we have a lot of skillets. The food was really good, actually. You know, it's very good flavors. He did a great job. It was kind of a focal point kind of the whole weekend, sitting on the patio around the grill when he was cooking. And, you know, it just makes it feel like you're with family, hanging out, and just enjoying each other's company.
So yeah, it's very valuable with what you're doing, and very important. Just like what one of the subjects you talked about before too, where you felt that a person that was leading you in life, what about when that person is now passed on, and who's going to take over that position? And for you to pick up the staff and own that staff and really hone in on your purpose for doing this, more men definitely should be doing that and picking up the staffs for the people that help them to now help others. And that's exactly what you're doing.
Nice, thanks.
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful. It was nice to be able to see the different levels within just 4 guys of where they're at in the business. One guy that's already about over a year in, who is pushing to be the type of success that he's looking for. You have another guy that literally is just barely putting on his boots and trying to understand how to strap the laces and how to walk in these boots. And then you have another guy that has many years of experience dealing with people and dealing with business, where now he wants to do something like this and understanding his strengths and weaknesses. And so how he's going to be able to go back home and move forward with this as well.
Now, this cabin is actually really nice. It's old. I don't know if it's like when was this place built?
I don't even know. It seems like it's like early 1900s, maybe.
Yeah. There's nobody around. It's just a nice space to come and unwind for a bit and gain some perspective.
You know, my goal was to come down and meet with you and have some conversations and ask you the questions that I want to ask. You know, and I've been able to do that. You know, and then in the same regard, it's been very chill. You know, it's not been all exclusively business. I mean, we've spent hours and hours talking with each other, learning each other, getting to know each other, and just talking about life as well.
So one of the things that was nice about being out here is just hearing the pitfalls, some of the things that you might not expect, or things that happen. It's real nice to have, you know, heard the stories. Just getting into this business, it's, you know, can be nerve-wracking. So it's nice to have people, and this is a great place to come and get some great information, make connections with people that are good people, and, you know, hopefully, you know, stay in touch with Ray. He seems to be a great asset to your business when you come out here. He's got a lot of great information.
My goal is to be able to build a business that when other tradesmen end up having a hard time to have a job and have a career, and they want to quit and end up, unfortunately, maybe going down the wrong path where drugs end up getting involved, where they destroy their family. I'd like to be able to hopefully have a business successful enough so that I can give those men opportunities before they ruin their families and their life just because of what's happening economically.
As soon as I get home, I'm going to get myself cleaned up, get a haircut, wash the car, finish printing off all the information from my client packet, and Monday and Tuesday I'm pounding the pavement, going to cold call property managers, really excited and nervous about it, but ready to drum up some business for my business.
I never knew how to change a toilet. When a toilet was running, other than the flapper, I'm like, this has got to be probably the craziest thing in the world, right? Now I could fix a toilet, change a toilet, do whatever with my eyes closed. And that just comes through repetition and doing the jobs and taking calculated risk. You've got to take those risks and take accountability for what you're doing. But if you keep your head down and you go through the tough times, and you're going to want to quit, when you get into the thick of it, you're going to want to stop multiple times. Even when you're succeeding, you're going to say to yourself, why am I even doing this? And so, my advice is just be a good, honest person, and you will succeed. You will. It may not be overnight. It may not be in 5 years. But if you stick with it and you're honest and you have integrity, you will stand out from the crowd. And that's all it takes.
I think when you're doing this business, I think one of the things you need to have is a confidence in yourself to go out and be able to talk to people. You're going to be going into homes where that you don't know people, and you're going to have to make yourself, seem like you're the right guy to do that job for them. Make sure that you have the confidence in yourself to go out and actually do this job over and over again, introducing yourself, meeting people. So, I think, one of the things these guys, Ray and Nate, they've been doing it the longest. One of the main things I think I got from them is they are not loud, but they talk with a certain confidence in their voice, and that's something that probably people maybe getting into it need to do. My old job was, and still my current job, I have to be like that all the time. And I think that's probably one of the best things that you could have is just confidence.
If starting your own business is something that you're considering, it's definitely possible. I've followed the steps laid out in Ray's program, and it's been really an amazing experience, a very empowering experience. I feel I can take care of my family in a way that I didn't think was possible before, and it's been really a tremendous opportunity. And if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. If you put your mind to it, just go for it, and believe in yourself. Fucking Blue Line hooked it up, man.